Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. And today I am once again joined by MJ from Geekless TV, and I did not say that wrong this time. I know I didn't say that wrong. MJ, what's up?
What's going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a bit tired, but it's been a good day. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling kind of loose and everything. I wanted to make this video with you. By the way, guys, it's really awesome because MJ and I, not only do we get along and everything, but we're also in the same time zone. And if you're not necessarily into YouTube, especially YouTube collaborations and everything, that's hard. You start meeting people way outside your time zone, or just even an hour or two, and it really messes up times that you can actually start recording with each other. And
that just reminded me, we need to connect soon. We're in Texas, so there you go.
Yeah, definitely, man. Maybe a con if they just had that con in Austin. I was actually even in Austin, guys. This is completely off topic. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
I'm super brain dead. Anyway, guys, today we're going to be talking about Goten. Goten in terms of Dragon Ball Super, and I know I already made a video about this, but I really kind of want to make it. I want to make my point here one more time, because I am super disappointed with the way that Dragon Ball Super has treated Goten throughout this entire series. And a lot of people would sit around, and a lot of people have sat around and said, well, why are you mad about Goten? You should be mad about Gohan. You should be mad about Piccolo. You should be mad about this person or that person or this person. But Goten, to me, I mean, to have Future Trunks come back and not even have him meet Goten. I mean, barely even talk to Gohan, sure. Barely talk to 18, sure. Not having even met Goten. Replacing Goten with Pan as oh my god, this is kind of something that happened without, if I hadn't have done what I did, this wouldn't have ever happened. This person wouldn't have ever survived. I understand, but when you have Future Trunks, and especially with some of the later content that we've seen, and his interaction with his younger self, and how those people have a different dynamic than each other, it's just weird to me to sit there and think, why is Goten not, at the very least, having met Trunks at this point? I can't help but think that they're going to come in here at the very end. Trunks is going to freaking leave. He's going to go back to his future timeline, or he's going to send everyone off, and they're going to come back, or however they're going to end this arc. Goten's going to show up, and he's going to be like, hey, what happened? And that's going to be set up that's going to be put up as and that's going to be put in as some kind of a joke. And I just don't. I am not going to be happy with that. MJ, do you have anything to say about this? What do you think about them just completely forgetting about Goten up until this point?
Who's Goten again? I'm just kidding.
God.
I'm just kidding. It's a very wasted opportunity. I have no idea why they didn't capitalize on it. A lot of people, not just you, but just regular people who are just not even fans of Goten, probably would have wanted to see that interaction. I've seen memes, I've seen posts, I've seen pictures, I've seen stuff about Goten meeting Trunks, Future Trunks, or I saw someone post something funny what if Goku walks into the house and then Goten walks out and Future Trunks is the fuck, just stuff like that. They just missed out on not only the comedy aspect, but the developing of Goten's character, because recently in the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super, if you've not seen this, I'm completely sorry, we actually see Trunks interact with Future Trunks in a very different way that we've been opposed to. This was not a comedy scene. This was not a gag scene. This was Future Trunks upset and sad over leaving Mai again in the future with those two monsters, and he couldn't do anything about it. He was powerless. And Trunks tells him, you call yourself a Saiyan, and decked him right in the face. And they literally fought off screen, assuming, because when they come back to them, little Trunks is all beat up. So it's they fought off screen. This was great character development, but where the fuck is Goten? That is my question. Where is he? Where is the Goten that saw his mother get killed by Super Boo and legit said, "Fuck all you guys, I'm gonna go down there. I don't care if I die. I'm gonna do something to that motherfucker." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where is that Goten? Where is the Goten who went inside the room of spirit and time, completely motivated and wanting to take it to that pink bastard? Where is that Goten? Why in the hell did he get reduced to having to study with Chi-Chi when everyone, even Krillin and Kitten, whatever you want to call him, 18 as well, have all met Trunks. Piccolo has met Trunks. The Pilaf gang met Trunks. Where's Goten? I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it. It's a very wasted opportunity in my opinion.
No, I completely understand where you're coming from. And honestly, the one thing I'm sitting around thinking is like, talking about wasted opportunities, where's Goten having to kind of deal with the fact that his father is an evil entity? And where's that, like, where's that, you know, like, I know that we haven't actually gotten to a point where Black Goku can actually be, you know, put into this kind of sphere as he's coming into the present timeline. They always have to go into the future in order to see him. But having Trunks basically never meeting Goten, having Goten never getting to see the devastation or even just the capacity of evil that is Black Goku, and being completely confused by it and almost upset by it to some degree. And having any of these interactions would have been so nice for us to see as an audience, because it would have given that much more of a weight in a character development for Goten's character. And I really have to say, a lot of people throughout this entire series, especially since Super's come on, and a lot of people have been bringing back up this whole hashtag blame Chi-Chi, by the way, in the comment section, hashtag blame Chi-Chi, you know, with Gohan, you know, the fact that Gohan's a scholar now and everything that we've seen in Super, all of this character development from him, people want to sit there and instantly blame Chi-Chi for everything that's happened with him. And I just feel like that hatred is misplaced. I have never been a Chi-Chi hater. I've never felt like Chi-Chi was, her entire character was just sitting there in order to deprive a character from actually even getting any screen time. Like that just character dynamic of her being a good loving housewife who wants her children to succeed by studying and doing their homework and everything. But you know, because in Dragon Ball Z, Gohan never allowed her to do that. If there was something to be done, he went out and did it, and he fought when he needed to, he studied when he could. And that's the Gohan that we've known. But the last time we saw Goten, literally the last time we saw Goten, was he wanted to go join. That was what he wanted to do. And then Chi-Chi was just like, no, you should be studying. You're going to need to go study. You shouldn't even be out here in the farm and watching this or being a part of like your father's work or something. And he's just like super disappointed and bummed out. And then just perplexing to me in all forms of, you know, just everything is the next time we see him, or the next time we see Trunks, Kid Trunks, in the same scene, the same episode, I think, he's in school at Capsule Corp. I know I brought this up before, but it's just weird to me that, you know, Trunks has his own private tutor school in Capsule Corp, and as good of friends as the Sun family and Bulma's family are, if you want to call them the Briefs, you can, but the Sun family and the Briefs family, why isn't Goten in that class with, like, the freaking Pilaf gang is in class with Trunks, but not Goten? It just makes me, there's certain little touches and stuff that make me very annoyed as to what Goten's actual purpose in this. And I honestly have said this very recently. I was thinking about this, you know, if this was any other type of story, if this was any type of well put together story that, you know, Dragon Ball just kind of does what it wants. It's very hard to quote unquote predict Toriyama. Obviously, he just kind of he thinks something's cool, he does what he wants. If this was any other story that was building kind of character dynamics and everything, a lot of people were sitting there focusing on Black Goku maybe being Goten at the end of this arc, and I wanted to tell you, like, any other story that would deliberately forget about a character who looked very miraculously similar to your protagonist and dealt with time travel and all this stuff, and him, like, you know, Black Goku coming back, any other story that were to take basically Goten's character and willfully let him kind of disappear into the background and only bringing him back in, like, occasionally at this point, would have been leading to the fact that Black Goku was actually Goten. And I'm not saying that was a good idea. I'm not saying that's what they intended to do or anything else. I'm not even saying that it's what I would want. I'm just saying it would have been something we would have seen, or we could have somewhat nearly expected, because it was like, they're never bringing him up. Why are they completely forgotten about this one particular character? And I had to say it. I had to make this video. I am at a loss for why they've forgotten about this character, why he hasn't even shown up in the last freaking 10 or 11, 12 episodes now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. It's really weird. It's gotten to the point to where it's almost a joke now. I know even Danny's kind of gone on to this joke that people just scream all over the place, who is Goten? Like, who is this fictional character you're talking about? Like, who is this guy? You know? When it's like, this character, he got development in the Buu arc. You know what I mean? Yeah, it came down to a whole bunch of shenanigans. Gohan saved the day, and then no, it wasn't Gohan, it was Vegito. Then it wasn't Vegito, it was Goku, you know? A whole bunch of that stuff. But he did get development at the end of the day. He witnessed his mom dying. He witnessed people dying. And he was motivated when he walked into the Room of Spirit and Time. Now we skip over here, and it's like, I like the fact that they've kept little touches, like Goten and Trunks playing together. That was mentioned in Dragon Ball Z, I believe, how they play together. You know, they rough around together. So them doing that again in the ROF arc and then in the Monaka arc, I like little stuff like that, you know? They, you know, it kind of keeps that they're still good friends. Again, I don't know why he's not in that school. Maybe he didn't pass the test to get into it, and that's why he's studying now. I don't know. But anyways, it's weird. They could have capitalized on this a lot. I would have loved to have seen Black's reaction. You remember in episode 50 when he arrives and he goes, Bidis, and then he looks at Vegeta, and then he looks at Goku. It just would have been cool if he saw little Goten just there, you know? Like, they missed out on so much without, like, leaving Goten out, and it's almost a disrespect to not just Goten fans, but to just Dragon Ball Z fans as well, that they're not even, like, mentioning him. They're not even bringing him up. They're not even... I prayed, man. Okay, I didn't pray. I hoped that we were going to get some battle in the present, on the present timeline Earth, with Goten, Trunks, and Gohan having to fend it off with maybe one of the multiple Zamasus that, you know, Danny talked about in his theory video, you know? Like, I would have loved for that. It is a disrespect to us, bro, that Goten is not in the story, and he's not even being mentioned or brought up, you know? Like, where's Trunks asking, hey, where's my best friend at? You know what I mean? Why isn't he here? I don't know, man. It's very weird, and it's very effed up, in my opinion, and I have no idea whose call this was to completely just forget about this character, you know? Because it's not like he wasn't a useless character, you know? Like I said, he was developed already, you know? He was... I don't know, bro. I don't know. This video kind of is pissing me off, man. Talking about this.
I do want to, like, bring up... I wanted to bring up... I don't necessarily want people to get mad in terms of, like... But you just sit around and think about, like, oh, man, what could have been. I guess the one thing I would have to say is they were confused, or they were worried that there would be too much comedic relief when they had to deal with Kid Trunks, Mai, Shu, and Pilaf. And if you add Goten in there, you add, like, another level of confusion, another little dynamic that would either mess up or have to do something with this, that, or the other. And I feel like that's the only real reason I can think of that they've completely forgotten about him. But there's just so many amazing moments that we could have seen in order to actually give him a reason to be there, if only for those few and far between moments where, you know, like you said, Goku walks in someplace, Goten walks out, and Trunks is confused, or Goten meeting future Trunks and then getting super mad at Trunks because he's like, you never told me you had a brother. Why is he the same? Like, why does he have the same name as you? That's really lazy. And, like, all that. And
it could have been capitalized on a comedic standpoint, and it could have been capitalized on a dramatic standpoint. I would have loved to have seen Goten and Trunks together confront future Trunks. I would have loved to have seen Trunks say, both our mothers died. What do you think we did? We went and trained, and we stuck it to that bastard who killed him, you know? I would have loved something like that, you know, because they were both motivated, you know what I mean?
We tried. You're not even trying. It's like, And I can understand also in another day, I can understand that Trunks, they're wanting to give character weight and development to kid Trunks in the same way they're giving it to future Trunks, and they're trying to make that dynamic kind of clear and transparent to everyone, and Goten might get in the way of that. But I'm just saying, this is a long-form television series. They don't need to be condensing everything as much as they are, even though a lot of people think that they're dragging. There's still a lot of story that can be told. They can stretch it out if they wanted it to.
Definitely.
In order to make it they can give us some fluff. And that fluff, in my opinion, the best things about Super have been slice of life thus far, so it would have been interesting to see.
It definitely would have been. It's a wasted opportunity, man. It's one of the most wasted opportunities I could think of. The fact that he's not even being mentioned in this arc, Like, they literally cut him off in one episode, you know what I mean? It's really messed up. I mean, it would really piss me off if there's someone out in Toei, or someone who, I don't know, Toriyama, or someone out there, I don't know, who was like, oh, okay, so there's going to be a little Trunks, there's going to be a future Trunks. That's a little too much. Oh, Goten looks like Goku. Yeah, let's cut him out of the story. We don't want too many people who look alike, Like,
I can imagine that. I can imagine that too. I mean, that's one of the reasons, if not the reason, that they changed Trunks' hair, just because they don't want people to get confused. But it's whatever. If this is for kids, they don't want kids getting confused, and I can understand that. But anyway, guys, you've gone on doing this long enough. Please go into the comment section below. Not only do you have to hashtag blame Chi-Chi, but also tell us what you think about Goten's absence during this arc, and anyone's really absence that you would like to see more of. And in that regard, like, would you want to see more of Gohan, 18, Krillin, or Kudiden?
I can't say it either.
whatever you want to talk about, guys. But tell us more about what you think about Goten's absence in general. And definitely, please make sure to go check out MJ over at his channel. He makes some really awesome content. You're working on a new series right now, you're saying, and you got one of them out, like Dragon Ball Feats, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a really cool video, guys. You should go definitely look at that, about Piccolo. And, Piccolo doesn't necessarily get a whole lot of shine in this community, so definitely go make sure to check that out. Anyway, guys, we will catch you on the next video. Hopefully it's not necessarily as ranty as this, but we hope you did like it and you feel the same way we do about Goten and his lack of, character development, or the wasted potential that they've forgotten about him in the series. But anyway, bye.